What's the most messed up thing you woke up to? My husband sleep fighting. I woke up to grunting and looked over to see the silhouette of someone throwing punches and my husband not in bed. The figure came towards me and I screamed while thinking, there's an intruder. My husband is dead and I'm next. My scream woke him up. Turns out he was dreaming about a robber breaking in and he was trying to fight the guy off. Did he win? I was about 4 or 5 years old and woke up hearing tiny mew. Mew. I legit thought Pokemon was real and there was a Mew in my room. I opened my eyes so excited, but no, my cat had given birth right on top of me. I immediately started crying and my mom rushed in. She said it was beautiful. But I was absolutely horrified. I thought these wet little alien creatures just killed my cat. My cat was fine. All of her kittens were healthy and adorable. But I will certainly never forget being birthed on. Get birthed on. My freshman year at university. My roomie, Johnny, was out for the night and I fell asleep on the couch in the dorm. Around 3 someone loudly opened the door and came and sat on top of me. At the time I thought, oh. Roommate ended up coming back home and kicked him off of me with a friendly go away, Johnny, before immediately falling back asleep. About an hour and a half later I woke up to someone in my room screaming, where the F am I? After the initial confusion, I learned the dude that had sat on me was not my roommate but the very intoxicated brother of someone who lived on my floor. Coincidentally his name was also Johnny, which led him to believe he was in the right place before he passed out on my floor. I helped him get his bearings, got him some water, and basically carried him back to his brother's room. A note from my ex explaining that he had to go home to change BC. He wet the bed that we were sleeping in together, but he didn't want to wake me. That's an honest man right there. My best friend just woke up missing his leg. He was in a motorcycle accident and doesn't remember anything. Very messed up. I went to bed with a massive huntsman spider on my wall. Was feeling lazy and I figured that I'd just go do spider things somewhere. 10 minutes later curiosity got the better of me and I switched the bedside lamp back on. There it was on the sheets over my chest. Right near my face. Yeah, no. Who the F sees a spider on the wall and casually thinks, nah, I don't really feel like it. Hey. Yo. Just making sure you sleep tight. My roommate in college snuck in an old dude she met on the internet. I woke up to him looking at me from her bed. Now that's her dad. My alarm clock was set to, usually, FM music station. Again. To sum up, the Challenger spacecraft has exploded on takeoff. I had a girlfriend who had a little studio apartment in a multi-unit building. The bed was basically 5 or 6 feet to the right of the apartment door. One night I woke up half drunk and there was a dude standing next to the bed looking down at me. The door was ajar. I got up and kind of went rah. And he freaked and ran out the door and I closed it and locked it. I never found out what the deal was with that. Lol. Dude was probably like, oh shit's a T-Rex, I better get foe. When I had a tooth removed when I was younger, I woke up in my beloved bunk bed the next morning to all of my bedding and pillows covered in blood. I didn't know I was also covered in blood until I went to show my parents. I nearly made them poop their pants. Heck. I nearly pooped my pants when I saw myself. The most effed up thing about it? There was blood all over my favorite cat-shaped pillow. Cold shone my pillow. How do I know it was cold? My temperature gauge on my face. My dog was angry I was gone for a week and this is how she told me. Me realizing I sh myself while sleeping. 10 seconds after waking up. As I sleepily and groggily walked into the kitchen. My tactless little brother casually says over his bowl of cereal, "Did you hear that John died?" John was my very best friend for my entire life since we were very young children. We did everything together. Telling me so casually, out of the blue, after I just woke up, was exactly the wrong way of communicating this with me. I was in denial and disbelief for a very long time and it was, and sometimes still is, a very hard grieving process. My brother was only 13 at the time. So it's not really his fault. But I think the way I found out as opposed to my dad sitting me down to have a serious conversation, absolutely played a role in how challenging it was. In my opinion, John died after falling off of his skateboard and onto his head while skating down a steep hill. Please always wear a helmet. I once got an invite on Facebook to the funeral of a friend while I was not aware of his death at all. Sat there staring at my screen for a good 20 minutes in disbelief. My toddler going, "Mommy, wake up. I don't feel good," and then barfing all over me in bed. I did that to my mom when I was about 5. "Mommy, I think I'm gonna blur all over her." My wife, dead beside me in bed, died in her sleep of an undiagnosed heart condition. This is literally my worst nightmare. I'm sorry for your loss. I woke up to find that my arm didn't work anymore. Apparently I slept at a weird angle and cut off flow to the nerves. I picked up the arm with my other hand and threw it against the wall. Didn't feel anything. Fortunately that only lasted a minute or two before the pins and needles settled back in. Had the same thing happen to me. Never falling asleep with my hand behind my head again, lol. I mean, 9/11 was pretty bad. I had just had knee surgery a couple days before and was sleeping on the couch. My wife came in and said a plane just crashed into the World Trade Center. I thought, that's a shitty way to wake somebody up. She could have just woken me up normally. She flipped on the TV just in time for us to watch the second plane hit live on the news. The sounds of our cat trying to throw up. The wife pushing it off the bed towards me. And then the cat clawing my face and lip as it was trying to get away from my wife. I cried a little. I once woke up with a puddle of old vomit next to me. I was in my bed and I guess I either didn't wake up or just fell back asleep immediately and didn't care. I still don't remember actually throwing up. It was really gross. Note, this wasn't alcohol related. I had the stomach flu. My brother's banging pots and pans in my room while yelling, "The British are coming. The British are coming." That's when you hit them with the pan. The British are here. Now go the F to sleep. I had a friend who lived next door when I was a kid. I woke up one morning, like 7 or 8 AM, to lot of shouting and approaching sirens and looked outside my bedroom window to see her house engulfed in flames. She and her dad and her younger brother were in the desert that weekend. And I could see her mom in their backyard with a baby brother. So we knew everyone was okay. But it was surreal watching my friend's house burn. My, now ex-boyfriend's ex-girlfriend standing in the corner of his bedroom just staring us with nothing in eyes but total contempt. One time I woke up at 1 AM to loud repeated knocking on my front door downstairs. I woke up my wife and told her to call the police. And retrieved my shotgun. It was Papa John's trying to deliver a pizza to my sister, who had stayed with us on a previous weekend and ordered pizza to our place then. And I guess hadn't updated the address and ordered again. It was a weird night. This is Papa John's, open up. I was sleeping and attending Kuwait when a Patriot missile shot off over our heads. It was very loud. Very close, and at the time, I had no idea if it was incoming or outgoing. I jumped on the ground, dirt, and then ran for the bunker. Scary stuff. Woke up to my ceiling fan on full speed hanging from a single wire. It had fallen down while I was sleeping and I somehow managed to continue sleeping with it whipping around my room only a few inches from my body. I got slapped in the face with a piece of cheddar cheese that was covered in dish soap. That's an odd combination. Florida man breaks into residence and slaps resident with a soapy cheese. Have you ever grazed your fingernails across your pillow when moving around in bed? It makes a specific noise. Especially if you're laying so your ear is pressed to the pillow. I woke up to this. But it was a combination of the scraping and tapping. I quickly realized something was crawling around on my pillow. I shot up almost in tears and ran straight to my mom's room. She was convinced that it was a cricket, as we had reptiles. I knew for a fact that whatever was on my pillow was too big to be making that noise. So her and my sisters go back to the room with me. All of them laughing at me as I'm shaken. Turn the light on and nothing. But I hear something and tell them to listen. Then they hear it. We move some stuff around and it was a mouse. My mom watching Cujo. I was like 8. I heard my mom describing the plot of Cujo to my sister while asleep. I was dreaming about Pokemon and Cujo invaded my dream. Cujo attacked Squirtle while I grabbed Pikachu and ran for safety. I woke up in a cold sweat. I was living in Northern Virginia and was invited to a New Year's Eve party. So I bought 2 bottles of champagne to take with me. But it started snowing. And I didn't think I should go out. So I stayed home. Watching TV and eating popcorn and drinking champagne. Both bottles. I woke up next morning on the bathroom floor with a black eye. I was 13 and my 4-year-old sister came to my room super late at night carrying a knife and woke me up and quietly said, "I'm going to kill you." Then walked right out of my room. The knives were high out of reach, or so we thought, but she somehow got them. Hid then for a long time after that. I was in detox and I didn't have a roommate. I woke up to someone in my room around 5 AM. He didn't respond when I spoke to him, so I figured he was on a bunch of meds and I went back to sleep. As I'm laying there I realize that the room now smells like a fireplace campfire. I was going through alcohol withdrawal so I didn't think much of it. I wake up and go to breakfast and one of the staff asked me if I had met my roommate yet. Without answering he puts a newspaper in front of me and the article's title was "Local Man Attempts Suicide by Burning Down His Own House." My roommate had lost his job that day. Went on a bender and set his bedroom on fire while he laid on the floor. The fireman dragged him out kicking and screaming, and when he saw the police he tried to get them to shoot him by attacking them. I left for rehab the next day so I never really got to talk to him. A woman with a blood cake machete in my room on top of me. I have sleep paralysis. Been woken up once to be told my uncle died. And another to be told my grandfather died. So that sucked. My mom vacuuming right up to my door and banging the door in the process.